Hello and welcome back to Jikoronpa. In the previous episode, you guys got a little treat. We did the bonus content of chapter one, and I put it on Saturday because I was honestly my brain just didn't like the idea of starting the week on the very end of a chapter and doing bonus content that's not really related to the main story, even though obviously the interactions are. So I was like, oh, I'll just post it on Saturday, and then we'll start chapter two on Monday, which is what we're doing today. Daisuke and Mayume are now departed from us. They are no longer part of the cast. They are deceased. We probably will never see them again. A part of my delusional self kind of hopes we see Daisuke again because of my as the days go on, more unhinged theory about Daisuke being able to travel between alternate universes. I think that theory, ever since its passing, has slowly and slowly gotten ever more unlikely is a generous term to use for my case. Besides than that, we're going to be seeing the fallout of everything that's happening. I really hope we see Ryusuke's reaction to Mayume's death because he left the trial ground before he knew what was going to happen to Mayume. Which, like, obviously, what happened to her was her passing. So that's one thing I want to do. And also, you might be wondering, hey, why are we starting on this screen? We usually start on the main screen. Well, I saved Doran. Go back to 2 episodes ago. The chapter one ended with a scene with Sanosuke, and I saved during that scene. So if I started at the main menu or whatever to do this intro, then load in the Sanosuke's case, see a scene we already seen, seen a scene we already seen, and then just kind of awkwardly skip through the dialogue. And honestly, I just couldn't be bothered to cut it out. So I'm like, forget normalcy. We are starting here. And with that said, let's get into chapter two, see which characters are going to be in the title card, and watch me get ever more scared and paranoid that the deaths of the people in the title card will be the people who died in chapter, even though it's not going to happen. Hello? Second lament, shore of death, the marbles rhyme. And that is very clearly Ryusuke and Iki. And now I can confidently say Iki is part of a title screen because remember last chapter for like an episode I somehow thought that Fuyuka was Iki and I don't know why I thought that, but clearly my brain was not working. And I'm guessing this is Hikari. It's another day, isn't it? Nah, it's nice. Did any time actually pass? I feel so stuck. Ooh. I'm not sure if this is a different art style than the previous CGs, and honestly, I really like it. I mean, for some reason, the hair in this CG really appeals to me. I don't know the way they drew it. Really looks nice. I don't know what it is. Just looks really nice. My body can't move. My limbs are frozen to the bed. I struggle to breathe as a thing. But what's the point of breathing if we'll all die anyway? What's the point of getting up? There might be another motive. Another motive means another reason to kill. A reason to kill is a murder. A murder is a trial. And I I don't want to do that again. I don't want to debate about if one of the people I grew to know took a life. I'd rather. Oh, right. I honestly somehow just slipped my mind, but I just realized that I'm pretty sure in all the episodes so far, I've left a link to where I downloaded this game, and at the very least, the version of the game I downloaded, I'm pretty sure there was only voice acting for chapter one, and it's like, and then I was like, and I just kind of forgot about this. So yeah, there's not gonna be any voice acting anymore, which is sad. But also not sad because now you get to listen to my lovely voice, and I'm sure you all just love it so much. I'm gonna guess Fuyuka. Hey, I forced myself up. I trudged to my door in response to the yell. Even when I moved, it didn't feel like I did it on my own. It felt like an instinct, a decision I didn't make. Yeah, it is Fuyuka. Come on. Do you hear me? It's Fuyuka's voice. Maybe if I depend on her, I can get through all of this. That's what she promised me yesterday, at least. Are you seriously still asleep? Whatever. Maybe she needs it all for you, girl. Thank you. Hikari, stay quiet so we can listen to Fuyuka be nice anymore. Nice more. I need this in my life. Damn you, Hikari. I opened the door. Good morning. Oh, so you're not asleep. Good. How is your current condition? My entire body feels sore, but besides that, I'm fine. All I need is a little more rest. I see. What took you so long to answer the door? I have depression. Hikari, answer me. Hikari! Oh god. Fuyuka, this is not how you do. Okay, Fuyuka. Damn it. You can't. You can't be down on yourself forever. Wasting your life away in bed is as bad as dying there. Okay, counterpoint. It has been like 5 hours since Daisuke died. Okay, it's been like 12 hours. But it's been not even a day. I'm sure we can give her a day or two of this. And then if she's still like this after a day or two, obviously I feel like it could take longer in real life, but we're in a killing game, so we do have to we do have to speed up the process a little bit. But I feel like we can give her a day or two of just rotting in her bed, and then afterwards, if she's still feeling the same way, then we can bring more drastic measures as to grabbing. Actually, is she? Is Fuyuka grabbing her? I don't think she is actually, because looking at the skin color of the hands here, they're Hikari's. They match Hikari's like face. So Hikari's like, is Hikari trying to punch Fuyuka? What is actually happening here? Because at first I thought Fuyuka grabbed her by the chest and she's like, I swear to God, if you do not come out, I will do something. Maybe give you a smooch. Maybe just give an example. But no, it looks like she's just standing there menacingly, and Fuyuka and Hikari is just absolutely terrified, like she's seen an abomination of a human being. And I don't think Fuyuka looks that bad. I mean, come on, Hikari, be a little nice. You don't need to be weak like this, okay? You weren't close with them anyway. Don't waste away over some strangers. I don't think that was the right thing to say, Fuyuka. Strangers? But Daisuke and I, we were friends. You knew him for 5 days. A majority of those days, didn't he insult you and put you down? Okay, counterpoint. He did also jump in front of a hammer and took a hammer for Hikari, killing himself in the process. For all intents and purposes, Daisuke also saved her life, sacrificing his life for his own. Even if he wasn't consciously aware of jumping in front of Hikari would end his life, he jumped in front of her knowing someone was going to do something bad for him. So he was like still going to do something really great for her. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch to call him a friend at the very least. I understand that you two spent some time together, but it wasn't even a week. He was a stranger. Maybe it'd be better if they were complete strangers. Maybe then I wouldn't miss him so much. It's just a stranger. He was only a stranger, right? To talking a few times doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a single thing. It should have never meant anything. You're right. I'm overreacting. Exactly. If you were in my profession, you'd be dead by now. Look into my eye. That is not ominous at all, Hikari. Look into them and feel the same things you felt toward Daisuke. Well, I think that well, have you seen me? I think there's a reason I took up gardening and not bodyguarding. If you hesitate for a moment, if you care for a moment, if you get attached for a moment, you will regret it. You'll be destroyed from the inside out. What happened didn't mean anything. I don't need to feel like this. I'm sorry for not realizing that earlier. Everything is just great. Exactly. Ignore the thoughts you carry. Ignore them. But in other news, I need you to come to the ballroom with me for the final morning meeting. Oh, We're disbanding the modern meetings. How fruitful.
Follow me. Don't make me wait.
I followed her, but as we walked to the bathroom, we passed the living room, and I stopped. I could only stare. I want to check something. Is all the evidence gone? Yeah, all the evidence is gone now. Oh god, that looks like more evidence than the first trial. Oh god, that looks like a lot more. Oh god, I need to prepare myself for that. I mean, you don't really pass by the living room unless I'm really underestimating the distance between the intersecting hallways of the living room. But I feel like it carries like as we passed by, I could only turn and look. When in reality, it was like Fuka was just walking by. He's like, okay, to the ballroom, and then we got to the intersecting hallways, and Hikari's just like, and Fuka's like, God damn it, daughter, not again! I will get a leash for you, Hikari, if you do not stop. And they just run down the hallway. Then Hikari gets to the lift room. She's like, all I can do is stare. There's something wrong with me. And Fuka's like, oh my god, please. Okay, well that's scary. For a second, I thought that was. Is, I am confused. Obviously, is this a flashback to the party, or is Hikari just hallucinating Daisuke in her mind right now? And Fuka's like, wow. What? Wow, could you not at least imagine my arm on your shoulder? And like a care. Maybe some of his body flashed through my mind, but it wasn't there. Everything from yesterday was cleaned up, even his corpse. His body is gone, the bloodstains are nowhere to be seen. Even items like the walkie-talkies were moved, right back to their original locations. I've witnessed a few instances of professionals having to clean up crime scenes. I'm impressed by how thorough he is. How thoroughly he was clean seems almost supernatural in a way. It's all gone. I should be happy, right? I should be happy I don't have to see his body. Why am I not? Something on your mind? You're quiet. Oh, sorry about that. I just. It feels wrong. It feels like it's made to make us pretend that it never happened. You have to get used to it. After a murder occurs in a public place, things have to go back to normal in time. A restaurant has to resume service one day. A train station has to resume transportation one day. Though they may be shut down, the areas will have to be reopened eventually. This mansion isn't any different. You have to get used to it. So, Tsubaki said that yesterday too, didn't they? That, that people die every day. Now we should get used to that. Although it's difficult for most to consider her perspective, I don't disagree. We're both used to these harsh circumstances. It's difficult to imagine a life before I got used to it. What do you mean by that? Well, I mean, I mean that it's difficult to imagine a time before I got used to it, Hikari. Do you lack reading comprehension? Oh, the youth these days. Fuyuka says probably younger than Hikari. but yeah, Hikari, what do you mean? Obviously, she means like obviously she wasn't a bodyguard her whole life. She was a child once, even though she might still be a child. I actually don't know that, but you know what I meant. Well, it wasn't like I came out of the womb seeing a corpse. I was like out of the womb saying, "Mother, hurry up! I need to get out of here quickly! Chop, chop! All this time in labor is wasting time for me to actually do stuff in my life. Quick now!" I was like that, Hikari. Come on now. I wasn't exactly naive and innocent back then either, but there was a point where I wasn't used to seeing violence every day. I see. I'm sorry, Fuyuka. But let's go. I'm sorry for holding you up. We headed off again. Soon enough, the two of us arrived at the ballroom. I also wonder if there's going to be a new area in the mansion opening up, because considering that it's been called a mansion the whole time, this is like barely enough. Well, obviously it's rather big. I was gonna say the number of rooms we have, it's barely enough to be called a bungalow, let alone a mansion. So I'm assuming we're going to be opened up to new areas. I hope we are because there isn't actually much here. So I would do fear that if it was just this area for the entire 5 chapters, I would get kind of bored of seeing the same places over and over and over again, especially because of how long chapter one was. I would like if I had to do that for like 5 times that length, just these areas. Like, ugh. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I just think it'd be boring to see the same places for that long. Just to break up the monotony of it. Surprisingly, most of us were there. At least more people than I expected after what happened yesterday. Toshi probably isn't there. Ryu probably isn't there. Colette may be trying to get through to Toshi, and Asuka might be trying to get through to no, Asuka might be trying to get through to Toshi, and Colette might be trying to get through to Ryu. But other than that, I think they'd all be here. Maybe Chiyuki's not here, but I think she'd come. Ah, Fuyuka, I was starting to get a bit worried with how long it was taking. Whatever. At least she's back now. And I see you got shortcake, at least. Any updates on the other three?
No success, unfortunately. She was the only one I was able to get to come here.
What are you talking about?
We tried to gather everyone here, but without success. Thankfully, my persistence still proved successful in contacting you.
The others? Well, if there's only 3, obviously no one's helping each other, so if I had to guess, Toshi, Ryu, Chiyuki? Oh, never mind, Toshi's here. What a pleasant surprise. Ah, we tried our best to unite together and get them out, but only one of the missing 3 answered the door. We we were hesitant reaching out to Tsubaki due to her speech yesterday, but we remained determined. We tried to ask them if they wanted to join, but she said some shit about not really being in the mood for discussion. Can't really blame them there. Minty and Grape didn't answer at all, though. It worries the hell out of me. Grape. Grape. Wait. Wait. Who the hell is Grape? Who the hell is Grape? I have pressed 3 of the wrong tabs. You could be Grape. I mean, who else could be Grape, actually? I was thinking maybe a Colette, but grapes are purple, aren't they? Well, grapes can also be green, but I don't think any... well, Chiyuki is green and she's minty, obviously. So I guess it's Ryu and Chiyuki. So, 2 of my 3 guesses were right, so that's not too bad. And also, yeah, I kind of forgot that Tsubaki gave off that very ominous speech about getting over the deaths of people that happened 2 seconds ago, while she gave a face about when Colette said, weren't you different? How can you get over it? And Tsubaki gave a face that very clearly showed she did not care at all. The tears in her eyes, the frown, the blue head, the blue, like the show distress. Very, very clear sign that she was A-okay and did not care about Mayume at all.
Ah! I see the mean girl has a heart after all. What a surprise that is, huh?
I'm not in a good mood already, dumbass. Do you really want to start some shit with me? I'll pummel you, bastard.
Woo! Yeah, you go, girl. Tear me to shreds. Show me my intestines. Ho!
Senusuke, switch. Let's please leave the pummeling till later.
What?
Is there anything we're planning to do about Ryu and Chiyuki? I don't think it's exactly good to leave them alone.
For now, there is nothing we can do. Whether or not they come out of their rooms is not our choice.
We can't leave them alone, though. We need to do whatever we can to help them. Leaving our warriors in the dust of the battlefield is complete treachery. But it's not like we can break down their doors. I mean, hell, even if we tried, it would probably count as breaking a rule. And considering the shit we've seen already, I don't think it's gonna be a fucking merciful as a detention. Ryu and Chiyuki, is there really nothing we can do for them? Even if I'm not supposed to care for about them, That doesn't mean their own feelings suddenly disappear. When Hikari, get your thoughts in order. Stop stumbling in your thoughts. That is very embarrassing. It feels wrong to leave them alone, especially in a situation like this. Uh, am I late? Huh? Ryu? Ryu? I'm sorry about being so late. I just didn't want to run into her by accident, but she isn't here.
Is she? Yeah. So who's going to tell him?
Jim's out. I'm not telling him. Someone else can tell him. Honestly, Colette, take him to the other room and tell him what happened. Go backstage and have a little. And I was gonna say go backstage. I did want my did with this. Yeah, you got what I mean.
She? Who the hell are you talking about?
So being a basketball player doesn't make you lose brain cells, but I suppose being a biker does.
Be quiet. This is serious. Well, I'm glad Colette is the one telling him at least. Colette turned away from you. Everyone wiped down. Anyways, Ryu, damn it. How am I supposed to tell you? To tell me? Tell me what? Exactly? Is she here but backstage? Or did she leave only for a second? If she is, I'll...
Yeah.
No, she's gone. Ryu. Colette? Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by gone? Did you somehow let her out? After all this? After the entire trial? Take the life. She doesn't deserve to. No, I mean, no. I'm sorry to tell you this, but she's dead. Huh? What? She's... You're making a bad joke about death, right? Did somebody put you up to this? It isn't. I mean, that's too sadistic. Even for a god of hell like me. And even if I lied, that would be disgracing what you and her would want. I'm not about to make a joke about her death like that. You're not lying. Ryu stepped away from Colette, his voice failing him. How? How did she?
Nia didn't tell us everything about the trial system. They left out an important part about what happens to the killer if the majority votes for them.
Yes. After you left, Dia explained that if the killer received the most votes, they would be punished. If the killer isn't the most voted, everyone else will be. Are you okay, Ryu? I'll be fine. Continue the meeting, Fuyuka, please.
Are you certain?
Ryu nodded.
Understood. Now then, this meeting is to announce that this is the last of the meetings, as ironic as that statement may be. After the trial, it became apparent that these meetings only cause more trouble, so I am no longer holding them.
That is true. I believe the original intentions of the meeting were lost long ago.
Hey, but we can't give up now. We are warriors, fearless and endless. Sure, we had a few iffy days, but... Doshi, someone died. If today is not an iffy day, I fear you may be a bit delusional.
Ooh, iffy. When two people died? You just call it iffy?
No, that's not what I meant. I just...
That's what you meant.
Everyone here constantly lying about what they really mean. No, never mind. Let's move on.
Damn. Does anyone have popcorn or no? Oh, okay. If you two are done, then I'll continue. Last night, I told you all I would change my strategy in assisting the group. I will focus on the individual rather than the entire group. As part of that, I will act on my own and no longer force these meetings. If there is any information you believe I should be aware of, you can come to me personally. I will do whatever is in my power to handle it. Yeah, sure. Why come to you with private information with your track record? You sure you don't want to push suspicion onto anybody? Keep it to yourself, let us suffer over it. Threaten anybody if they dare tell anybody else? Do you like my scary sprite Fuyuka? Are you terrified?
No, that's way too fucking specific. What the hell are you talking about, dumbass?
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm glad Mowen did.
Nothing. Just hypotenuse, or hypertension, or hypothermia.
Are you okay? I'm afraid none of those words were used correctly, said SK.
Iki, please, I'm pretty sure he knows that.
Oh, you see what word you were concealing, Marshal Beale? Perhaps our similar desire for the underworld, except mine's beyond what is humanly possible.
I see you catch my drift, Wildcat. Obviously, the queen of my future home would understand me quite easily.
Of course, Marshal of the Sun, your fiery soul is what I can comprehend very well. Every word you utter is as clear as the crystal in my sight.
You know, I'm not really enjoying my Mayume Colette voice. I feel like it's kind of getting too similar. Like if you watch my playthrough, of Yankee Bear, you know there's a character called Lloyd von Sanctus, and his voice is kind of like
Ah, yes. What can you do for me?
it's something like that. For some reason, I kind of lost the voice, which is kind of unfortunate because I really enjoyed it. But that's what I was trying to do. But I feel like it's kind of going more into what you call it? It's going more into Hikari's voice, which I don't really want to do because Hikari and Chugi already have similar enough voices. So three of the people having that close voice, I don't really want to do. So I was wondering, maybe I could do like a Mayume type voice for her, like this was Mayume. Imagine maybe this can be Colette. Actually, I quite like that. Oh, actually, yeah, I think it's going to be Colette's voice now. I would ask you to comment to see what your thoughts on his voice are, but because I'm recording this like 4 weeks ahead, even if you give me advice on what you think of the voice, it Colette may be dead, or you won't even notice me taking the criticism for another few weeks. But if you still wish to, I suppose you can.
The truth. He said it was a hypothetical.
Yes, Colette, we all figured that out, I fear.
But surely it's a hypothetical, right? There can be nobody that villainous and...
Let me stop before it drags on. What he said was not a hypothetical. If I am to regain some trust among the group, I should come clean about it. During our first day here, I investigated a few things on my own before writing my poem. For instance, the bookshelf in the living room.
Excuse me, what did this guy say again? Yeah, sure. Why come you with private information with your track word? Push suspicion onto anybody? Keep it to yourself, let us suffer. Threaten anybody if they dare tell anybody else. So did she threaten you? And she pushed suspicion on Daisuke? Is that what you're saying?
It held several books about the day they were about murders, death games, mysteries, and more under similar themes.
Yeah, we also found that during our first investigation, so I already knew that. But I guess this is information that would come out if you. This might be a surprise to you if you didn't investigate with Fuyuka, Seinuke, and Iki. I'm going to be honest. If you didn't investigate with Fuyuka, Seinuke, and Iki, why wouldn't you? I feel like they were the most interesting trio out of the options available. But I digress. Maybe there's other maybe I was missing something back at the time. But yeah, I already knew about this.
Even before the death game was announced, I theorize that Dia intended to have the death game occur all along. It would have started up even if a rule had been broken.
Right?
I informed those who I investigated with the day after that of my theory.
What the hell? Why did nobody bring that up? It seems pretty fucking important.
I harshly advised those who were in my group to not discuss it. Don't put your blame on them.
Oh, right. Tiniski was referring to something that happened to me. Oh, yeah, Fuyuka. Absolute. Okay, I'm scared of you. I'm not going to use the B word on you because I feel like you will kill me if I say it. You know what you knew what I was going to say. Why did you trash me, Fuyuka? I mean, I forgot about it because my memory is terrible. But just because you can't take advantage of the dimensionized people. I shouldn't make a joke from dimension. But you know what I'm saying. How dare you?
My original intent with all of this was to unite the group. In life or death situations, people tend to put blame upon one another rather than pure circumstance to feel some sense of control. In order to avoid that, I wanted us to all focus the blame onto Daisuke. With a single target, we'd randomly avoid accusing one another. I hoped, but it didn't work out like that. That is why I take blame for the deaths of Mayume and Daisuke. I put forward everyone's suspicion onto Daisuke.
Of course you have to fucking blame. You're the entire reason two of us are fucking dead.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Only I am allowed to blame myself for the deaths of others. I will not allow anyone else to criticize me. I can only criticize myself, damn it. Though I am responsible for others suspecting Daisuke being the traitor, I am not the reason Mayume decided to kill him. In the end, her actions were entirely her own. She made the decision to do what she did.
Ooh, do Sprite.
Oh, to hell with that. Sure, maybe you didn't put the hammer to his head, but you might as well have.
I will say I do actually kind of agree with Fuyuka here. I respect that she's taking accountability that she made a mistake and she pushed the suspicion on the dice to and is kind of I wouldn't say she's responsible for his death, but she certainly didn't help. She if anything, Fuyuka was more of a component as to why it happened rather than being the actual reason herself itself, but I don't know. I feel like Asuka just Daisuke is dead. The one who really to blame for this, Mayume, is also dead. So the person who can be blamed for this is dead. So there's not really anyone to fuel your anger upon. And I feel like Fuyuka is the next best option. And she has done questionable stuff. So I feel like Asuka just wants somebody to blame. Because I don't think it's fair to blame Fuyuka for Mayume killing someone. Even though I kind of see where they're coming from. Because I would say that Fuyuka wasn't entire isn't is partly to blame. I would say she's like maybe 10% to blame. I wouldn't say her actions were so bad to say that she might as well have put a hammer to his head. Because even besides the trade accusations, Mayume herself said the fight between Hikari and Daisuke was what the tipping point, and that was what made her decide to kill Daisuke. Even if the traitor accusations never existed, Mayume just didn't like that Daisuke was a dickhead to everyone, and Daisuke was just sought to make others feel down. And even though he was improving himself, that so-called fight with Hikari is what made her was what the breaking point was. So I doubt the traitor accusation helps. But from what Mayume said, I don't think the traitor accusation was even like the biggest reason for her doing what she did. So I don't think it's fair to say that to Fuka. Like I think it's fair to criticize her because I don't think she's entirely faultless here. But I don't think saying what Asuka just said here is fair to her either.
You said some stupid bullshit to Chiyuki about a concert. You went on and on about how we're all idiots. You endlessly hammered your bullcrap into our ears, even when you fucking knew it was possible Daisuke wasn't suspicious. Who fucking knows why you'll encourage everybody to murder next? Let me guess. Are you fucking planning some bullshit reason for everybody to kill me already? You have nobody but yourself, you bitch. Your whole leader act is bullcrap. You're pretending to care about this whole thing, but I can as goddamn farce. It'd be better for everyone if you shut the fuck about it, stop being an ass for your next
Jeez, yeah, I was gonna say I think I was like not even breathing that. That was a lot, Asuka. That was a lot.
You can't stop this. Stop already. What? It's fucking true, Hikari. What do you... Fuyuka is genuine about this. Last night, she helped me get back up after the trial. She helped me back to my room. She did things she regrets, but she's put in effort. So please give her a chance before deciding to threaten her like this.
Now, that's actually a very interesting perspective, because I get the feeling that Hikari sees a bit of Daisuke in Fuyuka, in the fact that Daisuke was genuinely trying to make a change, but nobody gave him the opportunity to see that, and he died. And now that Hikari thinks that Fuyuka is actually trying to make a change, and Asuka is just turning her down immediately, Hikari is getting defensive, thinking that if they keep doing that to Fuyuka's gonna die, and then since nobody gave her a chance, she died as well. So I think that's a very interesting parallel between the two, and I actually really enjoy it.
I know why you're angry, but please stop doing this. It's not going to help anybody. I thought you cared about Daisuke. This bitch is the reason he's dead. Don't tell me that you really... I did care about him. Don't you dare say I didn't. But now he's gone, and I'm sick of us tearing each other apart like we tore him. So, stop making so many assumptions. Listen to somebody besides yourself for once. Please. Why? Hey, Asuka. What is this? I have a quest for you, my warrior. Your general commands you to complete it immediately. Let's go elsewhere. Fine. Whatever. Let's go. Onward. There's no time to waste. Asuka stomped out of the room. Toshi skipping by their side. Did I upset them by yelling? Maybe I should have backed them up instead. They tried so hard to defend me during the trial, so I should try hard to defend their thoughts. Right?
I mean, I don't think you were in the wrong for saying what you said. If that's how I feel like that's how you truly felt, so you should have been, you should have voiced that your thoughts. Well, if you backed up Asuka, then you would have hurt Fuyuka's feelings, even though she's very stoic and she doesn't really show that much. Sure, I'm sure after she helped you get up and you just responded to her by backing up Asuka and making her feel that, I'm sure she would have felt something even if she didn't show it. And also, she's clearly been affected by the two deaths. She does feel like already that they are her fault. So I feel like you backing her up wouldn't have helped that much. So I think you were wrong for it. But I don't think Asuka is that wrong. I just think it's a messy situation all around.
What's wrong with me? Said Asuka.
Thank you. Huh? Oh God, don't say thank you. It looks terrible on you. How did your voice get that low?
It's not just an act, don't you know?
I've seen how Asuka's more polite to you. You defended me despite them favoring you. It's admirable.
You're welcome, I guess. I'm certainly glad that it ended when it did. I'm better tired of them escalating every situation with all that yelling and arguing. Well, I'm sure they had their reasons. Everybody's likely to get a little on edge because of yesterday. Anyways, now that that's over with, what do you suggest we do every day now that you're no longer going to hold these important meetings?
Nothing. Go outside and touch grass, fool.
But Fuyuka,
Oh, right. Read a book then. Clearly, some of you are lacking read comprehension. I made a joke about that earlier, but I can't remember who I made it towards. Actually, I believe it was towards Hikari, the person who just offended me, so I guess I should be quiet. But still, you should all read a book. It's quite pleasant, I've heard. No, well, if you have, well, not really, I've heard, but I guess we don't value books. But yeah. Like, read.
Nothing. I'm not sure you understood my question. Did you want me to repeat it?
Suggesting a new meeting place would kinda count as leading, Kara.
Right. My apologies, Fuyuka.
No need. I presume you used to follow in my lead, but now you're on your own. It's all of your own decisions on what you want to do from now on, not mine. I am no longer to blame for any of this.
And with that, Fuyuka turned to leave the room. Our own decision? What the heck? Why does she think she can seriously accuse Inspector so much, and then pretend she wasn't responsible for it at all? I was so goddamn cowardly, but now that I'm finally able to put my own thoughts, she doesn't care enough to listen, even for a second. God damn it, I'm so sick of litter.
Oh, oh, I got you. Now let's go to my room for a little fun. Wink, wink, no touch. Kihara, what happened to your gorgeous smile?
Suddenly, Sadisky was there. His arms around Iki.
You seem to have your head in the clouds for a sec there. Storm clouds, specifically. I, for one, would love to be struck by lightning, but you. Anger isn't a good look for you, Kihara.
Huh? I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was getting so frustrated. This situation brings out the worst in me at times.
Why apologize? You're back to your wonderful self. Maybe you can be the rainbow I see after I get struck by the lightning.
Lightning? I thank you for bringing me out of my daze, but...
But nothing. I'm gonna become the Power Island of the future, you know. Wanna get into that deal? And I mean really get in there.
I'd rather not see anybody get electrocuted. I wouldn't be surprised if this brainless buffoon actually manages to electrocute himself for his twists of fun. Oh, you know, I am a god of many things, including lightnings and storms. Maybe I could do you a favor, Sasuke.
Wildcat? You'd really do that for me? You really are my true soulmate.
Well, you wish for the forbidden romance
Between a divine and mortal? Perhaps you do deserve such a divine punishment after all. Then it's a date. I can't wait to feel a spark between us.
Can somebody translate what the hell they're talking about? Well, I feel like Iki just got turned down majorly. He got friends out. I think they're flirting with each other. Doesn't he flirt with everybody? I've noticed that it's either a joke about that or a flirt with him. It's worse than that. Trust me. You would not willingly want to be in a room alone with him.
Ah, such a wonderful compliment, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. In any case, Hara, I had an idea thinking after the trial yesterday. You're smart, aren't you?
I am not that intelligent, but I suppose I'm somewhat knowledgeable on side things. Well, you're a detective, right? So I feel like you have to be somewhat sparse if you're a detective.
Great. I've got an idea. And I need you first. Let's call it a date. Schedule for right now to my bedroom.
A date? Right now? What? Before Iki could finish what they were saying, he was pulled away by Sasuke and out of the room. And that is where I'm going to end this episode, because I'm not sure if I'm mentally prepared to see what the hell Sasuke is going to do with Iki. And I don't know if I'm ready for it. So I'm ending the video so I can delay it for tomorrow. Okay. Okay, it's a bit of a tame entrance. I'm glad that we saw Ryusuke. I'm glad Colette told Ryusuke about what happened with Mayume, and I'm glad we saw that in general. I do feel like it was a bit of a tame reaction to figuring out Mayume died, but I'm sure he's just keeping that to himself. However, what I did like about Ryusuke is his reaction to Toshi. I'm glad he was one that was like, excuse me, iffy. Two people. I was really happy with that. Clearly, figuring out Mayume died clearly affected more because he is more like sensitive to emotional outbursts now. When like being able to pick up certain things, and I'm enjoying that.
like I said, I'm enjoying the parallels between Fuyuka and Daisuke, and I'm so upset that I messed up the last recording session, and I don't have the Daisuke and Fuyuka interaction recorded, even though I could record it now, but like I feel like it would be like the same vibe. Like I said, it wouldn't be genuine. But I'm glad. I think it's so interesting how Hikari is towards Fuyuka, and I'm very interested to see that relationship uh progress and develop throughout the chapter. I'm glad I, I'm glad Fuyuka brought up the point that Asuka was actually quite kind to Hikari, all things considered. I was thinking of it, but I didn't say it out loud. I was thinking, oh wow, Asuka was one of the people who trusted you going into the trial, and they helped you. Like the two people that helped Hikari the most in the trial, I think Mayume and Asuka were the two people that defended Hikari the most. Maybe Chuki. I think Chuki trusted us, but she wasn't that vocal about it. It was only Asuka and Mayume, and Mayume turned out to be the killer. So Asuka was really the only innocent person there who vocally said how much they trusted Hikari. So I think it was interesting that Hikari of all people, the one who was defending Fuyuka in that scenario, and I think it really goes to show, like I said earlier, the parallels between the two, how she feels about Fuyuka in comparison to Daisuke. I think it's a very interesting relationship. Yeah. Iki and Sasuke, obviously I adore. Now that I've really gotten into Sasuke's voice, I'm really glad he wasn't the chapter one comment, and I'm gonna have all the fun I can with his voice when it lasts, because that chapter one credit scene with Sasuke just gives death flag, so I'm gonna enjoy it all the time, and obviously I get to do his voice, especially because this chapter is in voice, so I can do it
all the time, baby. But yes, with that said, it is time to end this episode for Naro. Come see what I'm gonna do to Iki. Let's come see our fun tomorrow in the next episode. Bye bye.